But the land they live on is slowly and surely being eaten up by a coal mine. Extraction means that in the last decade alone, Sorbs from around 100 villages have been forced to pack their bags and leave, and now the authorities have given the green light to extend the mine further, meaning a further 1,500 people are set to have to go. Anne Meyer and Jessica Saltz have this report.
This is one of Germany's biggest open-cast mines. Each day it nibbles away a little more of the Lausitz here in the east of Germany. 5 more villages will soon have to make way for the mine. The first houses have already been destroyed. Around here, resistance to coal is growing fast. Edith Penker lives in Rhone. The diggers will soon be on her doorstep, but her parents built this house in the 1930s and she won't budge. Edith is a Sorb, part of a minority ethnic group recognised here by the state. Their land is vanishing fast, and she started a petition to stop more people losing their homes.
Ja, die geben sich alle Mühe, die Kultur
We're really fighting to keep our culture alive.
zu erhalten, Bauten
We're trying hard to preserve it,
und
to restore our buildings,
zu fördern.
and we're particularly trying to support our clubs and societies.
Aber das ist alles dann
But it's not authentic anymore.
Das ist dann nicht mehr
The original Sorb culture, it's not what it was.
gewachsene sorbische Kultur.
More than 130 Sorb villages have been destroyed in the last 50 years because of the mine. Edith comes to the Sorb Cultural Centre in traditional dress. The Sorbs settled in Germany around 1400 years ago. This is one of the few places they keep up their customs as best they can. Now, not even this place will be spared. Everyone here is affected. Some of them had to leave their homes back in the 1970s. Manfred Richter was forced to move back then, and he'll have to move again now. But he's a fatalist.
Of course, it's a shame that nothing here will be left. These are people's homes, and I don't belittle that in any way. But we have to think about the younger generations. They want to earn money too, to have a good life and not live off benefits. And for that, we're dependent on the coal industry. That's a crucial point.
The mine and the power plants are the main employers in the region. Germany is now phasing out nuclear power and is investing in coal again to guarantee a steady power supply. And that would guarantee jobs here too, until at least 2030, and probably beyond, roughly 30,000 jobs. But here in the Sorb community, alarm bells are ringing. Sorb language and culture are under threat, according to this historian.
You can't flatten a culture more radically than with bulldozers. You erase the memories. A small minority is having to make the greatest sacrifices so that the majority can profit from it. That is never said. And the fact that that isn't debated or discussed, that's the problem.
Pockets of resistance to coal are growing. The protesters are drawing attention to the situation. Edith Penk is a regular here. But legally, there's little they can do to stop the mine. Thomas Chorak, mayor of one of the Sorb villages, says the interests of his community are not being considered. He's now fighting for a Sorb parliament.
When 130 villages simply disappear from the Lausitz region, then it's time that the Sorbs are given a say and can take part in the decision-making process and assess if it's really still necessary today to get rid of these villages, or if there's a possible compromise. For example, not bulldozing the villages and restricting the destruction around the area. That's if they decide it's necessary at all.
The Sorbs are considered the world's smallest Slavic ethnic group. The community has halved over the last 60 years. Today, they number just over 50,000.
Voice of the Sorbs there in Germany. Now we've got tennis coming up for you in the sport. It starts, though, with the very latest World Cup qualifiers.
Uruguay have taken a major step towards qualification for next year's World Cup in Brazil. They thrashed Jordan 5-0 at the Amman International Stadium in the first leg of their Intercontinental World Cup playoff. Max Pereira got the ball rolling for the Uruguayans. Christian Suani added a second just before the break. Uruguay, though, did the real damage with 3 goals in the last 20 minutes from Nicolas Lodero, Christian Rodriguez and Edinson Cavani. Second leg in Montevideo next week looks like being a formality. Well, we're very satisfied with this result, especially with the big difference in the scores, 5-0, because Jordan hasn't lost a single game on home turf. Well, I've got the courage to say that I am prepared to take responsibility for any result we saw today. I'm very proud of our players. They played a great game with skill. The result doesn't reflect what happened on the field. Mexico are within touching distance of qualification after dismantling New Zealand 5-1 at the Azteca Stadium. Mexico's veteran captain Rafa Marquez rounded off the rout, and the All-Whites know they face a mammoth task in next week's second leg in Wellington. It should be a 6th straight World Cup appearance for Mexico. Arguably the biggest head-to-head of the European playoffs starting tomorrow will be Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal against the Sweden side of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That means only one of the superstars will go to next summer's World Cup in Brazil. Portuguese defender Bruno Alves believes his side must halt not just Ibrahimovic, but the entire Swedish squad. Yeah, it's possible to stop him, but we also need to stop the whole side. Without support, he can't do very much. He's a great player, capable of moments of magic, but Sweden are more than just one player. We can't afford to lose our concentration if we want to go through. As the Portuguese draw up notes on how to stop the giant Swede and his unstoppable scoring ability, the PSG hitman picked out Bruno Alves and Pepe as 2 potential problems he faces in Portugal's backline.
I think it's 2 very good central defenders, big physically, very aggressive, and I think they had a fantastic career. So it will be very difficult to play against them because they have very big quality. They keep very high level, and it's not easy. So, but at the same time, I think it will be a very nice game, very exciting. So this is what we play for.
Cristiano Ronaldo has been having a fantastic season so far, with 16 goals in 13 matches for Real Madrid. Much attention has been poured on his rivalry with Ibrahimovic, but the Swede is more focused on the bigger picture.
It's not me talking about me and Ronaldo. I mean, it's the media talking about it, and I mean, it doesn't disturb me at all. I mean, this is part of my professional work, and I mean, we don't decide who to talk about. I think it's the media, and they build up this attention around the game, but I mean, I think it's a nice thing for the supporters. They have something to read about.
After Friday's first leg in Lisbon, the second instalment of Ronaldo against Ibrahimovic is scheduled to take place in next Tuesday's second leg in Solna, just outside Stockholm. For most of the players on the tennis circuit, it's time to take a break as the season comes to a close. But for the Davis Cup players of Serbia and the Czech Republic, there is one final rendezvous. The Belgrade Arena is the venue for the Davis Cup final this weekend, and Novak Djokovic will fly the flag for Serbia only days after he crushed Rafa Nadal to win the ATP Tour finals in London. Djokovic is proud to represent his country as the Serbs try to repeat their success at the same venue in 2010.
Playing for our country means a lot to all of us, and it's definitely different when you play an individual tournament against one of the big rivals and when you're playing in front of 20,000 people who are cheering for you and supporting you all the way. So that's something that I can use as my asset.
Thomas Berdych and his compatriot Radek Stepanek will be seeking their 14th win in 15 Davis Cup doubles rubbers together. Djokovic holds the world number 7 in high esteem.
Thomas is one of the best tennis players in the world for many years already. He's an established top 10 player. He loves playing on hard court, and even though I never lost to him, we had a couple of very long, and close matches.
Berdych lines up with Stepanek, Lukas Rosol and Jan Hajek, while Djokovic teams up with Janko Tipsarevic, Ilija Bozuljac and Nenad Zimonjic.
And that's the sport for you. That's all from me for this hour. I have another edition of Live from Paris in an hour's time. Shona's here with the next hour. She's going to be talking to our correspondent Catherine Stapley in Cairo on Mohamed Morsi and the visit of the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov there today. That's all coming up after the break on France 24.